Maybe we can do the intro on the ground here. My name's Nico DeMarco, and I'd love to teach you how to solve the Rubik's Cube. I'm really about it, you know. Got the posters, got the tattoos. I love the Rubik's Cube. I love teaching people how to solve the Rubik's Cube. I've taught several people. It's really not too difficult. You just have to want to learn it and just put in the time to repeat and practice it. I kind of made my own method of teaching it. Rather than getting into the clockwise, anti-clockwise, and all the letters, I teach relative numbers. So the moves are all made relative to other things on the cube, and you can kind of see and understand the way it moves. I think it's easier to memorize this way. We'll get into it. Not only do I want you to be able to solve the cube right now, but I want you to learn and understand the moves that you're making. Still, once again, there is a bit of practice that you have to put in, but I think anyone can solve the Rubik's Cube if you do want to learn it. We got to get some things out of the way. We want to know the anatomy of the cube. So there are 3 different pieces to the cube. There is, of course, the center piece, the edge pieces, and the corner pieces. Here's what it looks like inside the cube. So as you can see, the only things that really move are the corner and edge pieces. The center pieces stay the same. All right. Blue will always be opposite green, white opposite yellow, orange opposite red at all times because of the little skeleton in there. Next common misconception is that you solve side by side. However, that's not the case. You actually solve layer by layer. These first couple steps require 0 algorithms whatsoever, purely intuition. First, you want to play with the cube, of course, and just learn how things move. And then once you've familiarized yourself with the cube, you want to start by making a daisy. Looks like we're halfway done here. Next, we need this piece and this piece. So we've got our daisy, as you can see. And once again, most of this step is pure intuition. You just kind of gotta build it yourself. If I need that yellow piece right there, I put it like that. If I need that yellow piece right there, maybe I put it like that. You gotta familiarize yourself with the cube. Unfortunately, this first part is the hardest part to teach, especially when I'm not there beside you, because there's just not really a set path for me to give you, to tell you to take. You truly do just have to play around with it and figure it out yourself. But I think you got it. It's easy peasy. You got it. Once you've gotten the daisy, you now want to put these petals where they belong. So if this is white and blue, I want to bring this around to the blue side. Now that these match, I want to turn this face down. Now to our next petal, green. Bring it to the green side. Turn it down. Next petal, orange. Orange, orange, perfect. We'll turn it down. And last petal, we've got our red petal. Bring it to the red side, matches up, and we'll turn it down. Now, if we flip the cube over, we've got a nice pretty white cross. And not only is it a white cross, but we've got green, green, red, red, blue, blue, orange, orange. All of these pieces are solved. They're in the correct spot, in the correct orientation. I am extremely proud of you for making it this far. You have now got that white cross and those corresponding side pieces. However, now I'd like you to scramble the cube and go back a couple minutes in the video and do it again. All right? Everybody hates this when I do it, when I'm teaching them, but you need the practice. You have to build the foundation. Once again, we solve layer by layer. So, to complete this first layer, all we need to do is fill in these 4 corners. And then we'd have the first layer. And of course, all 4 of these corners will have white on them. What we want to do is move these white pieces around in the bottom track, and it looks like they are all in there. You want to move them around until we get them in the correct column. We've got our white, blue, red piece in this column here, next to our blue and red, blue and red. So every move we make, we're going to move it relative to something already on the cube. All right? So when we have this piece in the correct column here, this is the column, red, blue, we're going to move our piece in the direction of the white. So since the white is on the left side, we're going to move the white to the left. Now, we just moved away from blue, so we will bring blue down. And then all we will do is bring it back, and we've got our corner in. And we repeat. This piece, we'll bring it around, just on the bottom track, bringing it around to the correct column. Green, red, and white, of course. Move in the direction of the white. We moved away from red, so we'll bring it down, and then we'll bring it back and bring it back. Another corner in. Next step, another white corner. We'll bring it to the correct column and we'll put it in. Move in the direction of the white. We moved away from blue, so we bring it down, bring it back. Once again, move in the direction of the white. We moved away from orange, so we'll bring it down, and then we bring it back. And that would be the first layer. Now for 2 special cases regarding the first layer. We usually have the white piece on one of the sides. However, right now it is on the bottom. So watch the white. We're just going to move this down. But now where's the white? It's on the side. So we'll bring it back out of the way and correct this piece. Now if we look at this piece here, the white is on the side, and we can continue with our algorithm. Next up, we have a piece that is in the correct spot, however, it is not oriented correctly. In this case, what we'll do is put in a fake piece. So we'll pretend that this here is supposed to go up top there. We can move it out of the way, bring this face down, and swing our piece in, and bring it back up. And now we'd put a fake piece in, which means the correct piece came out. Once again, pieces on the bottom, white piece on the bottom. Turn it. It's now out of the way and on the side. Bring it there and correct. Now that we've gotten our piece out, we can put it back in as normal. Move in the direction of the white. Bring the blue side down because we moved away from that side. And then bring it back, bring it back. For the second layer of the cube, all we need is to put in 4 pieces. These 4 edge pieces will complete the second layer because we've already got our center pieces in place. So, if we have the white side up top here and the yellow side on the bottom here, these middle 4 pieces will not contain any yellow or white. So we want to look for the edge pieces that have any color but yellow and white. And we've got some here. We have green and red, which looks to belong right there. So we'll move it into the area and we'll connect it to its connecting color. We'll make a big T. And now that needs to go there, right? So we are going to move it away from where it needs to go. And then since we moved away from red, we'll bring red down. And then we're going to bring it back, bring it back. Now, it looks like we messed up a little bit. However, we did not. We now have a nice pair here. Green, green, red, red. Nice and connected. So now we'll put this pair in just like we put in the white corner. Move in the direction of the white. Bring green down because we moved away from it. Bring it back. Bring it back. Next up, orange and green piece. Already in the correct area. We've got a orange T. It needs to go here. We're going to move it away from where it needs to go. Since we moved away from green, we'll bring green down and then just bring it back, bring it back. Now paired up, we'll move in the direction of that white, bring the orange down, bring it back, bring it back. Next up, blue and orange. Connect it to our blue color. Needs to go there. We'll move away from where it needs to go. We moved away from orange, so we'll bring that down. Then we'll bring it back, bring it back. Now connected, we'll slot this in. Direction of white. Bring blue down. Bring it back, bring it back. Last but not least, blue, red. Big T. We'll move away from where it needs to go. We moved away from red, so we'll bring that down. Then bring it back, bring it back. Now paired together, we will insert this pair. Direction of white. We moved away from blue, so we'll bring it down, bring it back, bring it back. And that is 2 layers of the Rubik's Cube. Now for some special cases in the second row. Of course, this is correct. But if we look around on our bottom track, there are no more pieces to put in. All of the pieces are in the second row. However, they're not in the correct spot. So what we'll need to do, of course, is put a fake piece in. So that's in the correct spot. It's just not orientated correctly. So we'll have to take it out and put it in the correct way. To take it out, we put in a fake piece. This needs to go there. So we'll move away from where it needs to go. We'll bring that where it needs to go down, where we moved away from, down, and we'll bring it back, bring it back. These two pieces are now paired up, right? That fake piece is paired up. We'll put that back in. Direction of white. We moved away from green, we'll bring it down, bring it back, bring it back. Now, our correct piece is out and about, and we will replace it. Once again, we've got some stuck pieces. We're going to take these out and put them back in. Fake piece goes in. That means a real piece has come out. We're going to put it in. Which means a real piece has come out. Flawless. Now, when you arrive at this final stage, there are 4 possible states for this last layer to be in. Of course, we're going to want a yellow cross. However, we can be in these 4 states. Dot, R, bar, which is horizontal, not vertical, horizontal. And of course, the cross, which is what we want. To move sequentially up these steps, we're going to use an algorithm. Now, instead of using the letters like front, right, left, up, down, and back, I'm going to spout out some numbers. And those numbers will relate to the number of whites that will appear for us. Bear with me. So, for this first algorithm, our code is 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. And now we're at the R, and we'll repeat that. We'll repeat that code. Of course, 3 appears, 2 appears, 1 moves, 2 goes away, 1 moves back, and 3 goes away. We're now at the bar. 3 appears on the left, 2 come up, 1 moves, 2 goes away, 1 comes back, 3 goes down. And we've got our yellow cross. Next, we need to make sure that all of the legs match the correct sides. Looks like we got lucky here. However, I'll teach you what to do if you're not lucky. Alrighty. Once again, at the yellow cross, looks like we've got a good leg here, but no others. However, if we continue to rotate the cube, we will eventually find 2 legs that are solved at the same time. Always. Rotate once more. We've got orange, green. Good. Orange and green solved correctly. Red and blue need to swap. So what we'll do, we'll put the correct ones over to this direction, and we'll put the incorrect ones in this direction, in the bottom right, like the R. Now, to swap these, we have a new code. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. And then if we rotate to orient them, all 4 legs are completed. Once again, to swap them, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. And then rotate to orient them again, and see they've swapped back. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, and orient. And then all those legs are correct. And now for a special case for this step, when you find your 2 solved ones, you may have them across from each other, like so, red and orange. They're solved across from each other, and the ones we need to swap are also across from each other, the green and blue that way. So what you'll need to do is just do the algorithm twice. You can start the algorithm wherever at this step, once they're across from each other, and then it should have rotated them to now where you can solve them and have them beside each other, so you can put it in the back and swap these 2 in the R area. Just do it twice if they're across from each other. Once you've made it to this step, we've got every block in this cube solved besides these remaining 4 corners. Everything here solved. Just need to solve these last 4 corners. And of course, the last corners take the longest and the most algorithms, the most moves, because we have to solve them without messing up all of this. First, what we'll want to do is look around to find a good corner. A good corner would be one that is already solved, or one that is next to all of its colors. However, we do not have any of those, so we will perform our algorithm. Our next algorithm or code is 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and then you want to orient your legs again. So we've performed our algorithm. Now we search again. This here seems to be good. It's next to the correct colors. So we'll take the good corner and put it in the bottom right. And we'll perform the same algorithm. What this algorithm does is swaps these three corners. It'll rotate them. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, orient, and it seems as if they're all now in the correct spot. And this final code is one that you already know. However, you have to perform it twice and mirrored. So, whenever we perform this code, these set of moves, whichever side we start on, it will affect those two corners. We start here, it affects these two. We start here, it affects these two. So currently our cube is in this state, but there are several different states that your cube could look like at this stage. But you just remember that whichever side you start the algorithm on, it affects those two corners. So if we had this setup, for example, the yellows pointing outwards in like a spiral, I would kind of start at the back of the spiral. You'd execute once, and then it would change to this, and then we would solve here. It would change to that, execute one more time, and it would go to there. You could also have it look like this, like two eyeballs coming out on each opposing corner. You execute the algorithm here, change to that, and then you would execute there, and then they would solve. There are three different rotations. There are the two outside ways, they're pointing outwards. It'll take two. If they're pointing outwards, they will take two executions to solve. If it is facing inwards, it will take one execution to go to solve. So let's attempt to solve these two for now. They're in a pair, they're facing the same direction. Just like how these are a pair facing in the same direction. Outwards versus inwards. We will perform the algorithm. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. An algorithm you already know. However, before doing anything more, you perform the exact same algorithm mirrored to the other side. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. These two corners are now solved. Now, we can either start this algorithm on this side, or we can move those corners to this side to start again. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. Before doing anything more, do the same exact thing to the opposite side, mirrored. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. They've now gone from facing outwards to facing inwards. Once more. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. Same thing. 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. And the cube should be solved. I appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you can now solve a Rubik's Cube. If not, keep trying. I'm sure if you rewatch the video, keep trying at it, you'll figure it out. It's really not too difficult. Once you've learned how to solve it and you practice and repeat, you'll then realize that it's really not that difficult of a puzzle. So now go teach your friend, teach someone else. I want everybody to learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube. I know it was a long video, but I packed in as much information as I could. Hopefully I didn't overcomplicate anything. You should now have everything you need to be able to solve this cube. I hope you enjoyed, guys. I put a lot into the video. If you liked it, leave a like, comment for me, tell me what you liked, subscribe. I appreciate it, guys.